Okay, so here, everyone, is my point when doing spokesperson. Uh, get your first line, put your memorization energy into your first line. When I say action, I want you to start strong into camera, already be connected into the camera, know who that person is that you're speaking to. Really put somebody in your life into the lens, someone who needs this information. If you're talking about financial help, think of that family member who's always behind on their bills. If it's a tech commercial, think of that friend who's always trying to get caught up on the new device. If it's internet, who's that person who's always complaining about their internet connection, and really put that person into the lens. And on action, cue yourself with something that they asked you that's prompting this thing to say. So when you hear action, that's what's motivating you to say whatever your first line is. And what I don't want to see is I say action, you go to say something, and you immediately glance at your script. You're communicating to me, then you're more concerned about saying your lines right than having a conversation with someone who really needs this information, and you have the best kept secret in town. And you love helping this person. It brings you joy. And that takes us through this journey of like, oh, let me talk to you about this. And the more you can really identify with that person that you're talking to, the more authentic of a conversation it will feel like. You also want to really get into a good habit of in the middle of your spokesperson dialogue, and it's dialogue because you're talking to another person. We just don't hear what they're saying to you. Just give yourself that little reminder of, oh, yeah, I'm talking to blank. Because halfway through, we will just start to fall on our habits, our actor habits, and we'll just start to perform. But just that little reminder of like, oh, I'm talking to this person will ground you back into the conversation. Put your memorization energy into the first line so you can start strong into camera, the last line so you can finish strong into camera, and anything that might be important in the middle, like the products. If there's a build in the script, like they list three things, then you want to let there be a build. Oh, there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this. And also keep discovery in mind. Discover your thoughts in the moments. Audiences love seeing characters discover something. We don't know what we're going to say. We discover our thoughts in the moments. So let there be little light bulb moments like, oh, and this. Audiences love to see that. It keeps it fresh. It makes it feel authentic. So those are some thoughts just right off the bat. Chrissy?
I feel like we've talked about this before, but now I'm getting a little unsure. Can we give a little like lead in rather than starting with a very like a little like, who am I, you ask? A little, or
Yeah,
you don't want us to say anything.
I'd say maybe not on the first take, because imagine
Okay.
they want it clean. But as you go on to it, especially in a callback kind of situation, like, oh, Scott trade? Huh, like me, and anything like that. Or, who do I trade like? I trade like me. Yeah, as you go into it. So as you get into the callback or whatever it is, then you start to play with it a little more. Remember, first take should be basically as this is my big tip for getting more callbacks. First take, do it somewhat as it's written. Clean, try to stick to the script, but add a button at the end. On the second take, play with it. Give yourself a little launch in or a lead in. Try a different entrance if you're coming into it. Don't have to be word perfect with it. Ask if, hey, can I play with this now? And don't do it exactly as written. And then always do a different button if it's being recorded, if one of them wasn't a rehearsal. So that way we can see your creativity. I hope that makes sense.